Represent the rent is too damn high party. This is politics as usual. Playing the silly game. It's not going to happen. The rent too damn high movement. The people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay their rent.
Remember that guy? Maybe he was right. Jimmy McMillan, remember him? No wonder the rents are sky high in cities like New York. Foreign investors, according to a number of reports, are buying up mega apartment buildings and jacking up the prices. And while many say this is bad news for middle-class renters, Douglas Elliman CEO Dottie Herman here to tell us why maybe it's not as bad as you think. And she's joined, by the way, by the Fox Business All-Stars, who, just to warn you, Dottie, may take exception. Maybe not. We'll see. But the foreign investors, this has been a story for a while. Now lately we say, oh, some of them are buying it just as investments. The apartments aren't even filled, but good, bad, and different. What are we to make of it?
I think it's great.
Okay, why?
Okay, first of all, the prices of the city are high whether you're a foreigner or you're not. And people will only pay what they want to pay. So if there wasn't a demand for it, they wouldn't pay it.
The other side is that it's squeezing out the low-income, the people who don't have as much affordable housing because, you know, these foreign investors come in, they snap up the buildings, not even living there, and we can't get affordable housing in a city like this.
Well, the affordable housing is a problem because of how well the city's doing and how attractive it is. So that's not only foreigners, you know, Americans also have the same problem. Okay, they buy up buildings. But it's helping all of the outskirts of the city.
Because all the they're here spending money and all, but if not, they're not here.
No, but it's also the housing, you know what I mean? All around the city has gone up because of that.
Okay.
All right. Plus, there's a government programs that are put in by the government to encourage foreign investments over $1 million.
Let's see if everybody agrees or not. I'll start with Scott Martin on this one. I'm not sure how much you see of it out in your city, out in Chicago. And Scott, by the way, I know you're a baseball guy. How about me asking Pete Rose what are the odds? That was smooth. This whole idea on the rents, foreign investors, are you're pro or you're con?
I think the odds are good to be happy about this. I'm on Team Dottie, Connell, because this is exactly this is the free market at work. I mean, she's right. You know, a lot of these foreign buyers are coming in because Americans are tapped out. We can't get access to credit. We had this little thing called the real estate bust a few years ago that's priced many people out. That, frankly, Connell, during that period, the Chinese, who are one of the big foreign buyers right now, by the way, it's not the Russians or Saudis anymore. You could probably thank Vladimir Putin for some of that. It's actually the Chinese that are coming in with a stronger yuan. They're coming in with better credit, and they're able to snap up these properties also because they like the U.S. and they think it's a stable environment. It's a free market, not a closed economy.
You all heard it right at home. Scott did refer to the leader of Russia as Vladdy. Hadley, your thoughts on all this?
You know, there's a good reason to have a unit. Maybe you own some property in New York City, but you don't want to live there. Maybe you don't want to live there because despite paying property taxes, you'd have to pay income taxes in New York City, and that's something that might drive people out of the city in terms of living there. But you know, these foreign investors. These foreign investors are just making what they see as the smart investment. It might be an empty apartment, but we're looking at a rental market in New York City that about half of the units there are subject to some kind of rent regulation or government program, subsidized housing. So it's really a bifurcated market, at least two different markets there for renters.
Quick, Carrie, before I want to ask Dottie about these empty buildings, whether or not we're seeing that. But your thoughts real quick? Carrie?
Oh, yeah. Well, Connell, you mentioned affordable housing, and I think liberals are going about this the wrong way. So they're basically, so we're talking about Manhattan. Let's be serious. This is where the foreign demand is, Manhattan. And Mayor de Blasio wants to put low-income people here in Manhattan, but it's so much more expensive to put them here. So it's like you could put 4 families in Queens versus 1 family in here in Manhattan. So if we're talking about using taxpayer dollars to subsidize low-income families, let's get the most bang for the buck. And
tie
it's
it
not
all
here.
Together for us.
Let me say this. First of all, correct. A builder cannot build, whether they're foreign or American, in New York City without having very high-end property. Okay? A lot of them are hotel condos. They're back. Okay, a lot of foreigners, we have a huge development in downtown L.A., okay, which now this is the biggest development in L.A., and it's going to attract a lot of people and bring the values up from an area that's not so great. So the problem really isn't foreign investors. The problem is the prices of New York City, okay, and therefore, okay, we're trying to, and also the prices that are like in L.A., that's another place. Foreigners like to go to only certain places. But you know what? They're going to also Philadelphia. Okay, they're going to Detroit. Okay, that's number 3 or 4.
Really?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because Detroit was underground. I mean, you could buy something for $100 there, and they couldn't give it away. They're taking Detroit, and they're taking it, and they're building it all over again.
That's so interesting. Well, I mean, in general, real estate is such a speculative. It is a very risky asset class. So I think I agree with Dottie. Let's let people get their monies back. And if someone can buy the apartment outright, instead of getting these, sporadic cash flows from renting, I say let 1,000 flowers bloom.
Yeah, maybe if they're not staying here, they want you to let you kind of crash in their pad for a week.
There we go.
Fine too. All right, thank you, everybody. Dottie, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. The latest target for drones. Wait till you hear about this. Cheating spouses.